You may not know what you want. You may not know what you want for your career. You may not know what you want for your family, your health, your finances. All of those can be big, broad categories that get overshadowed by the daily problems that we have to solve. You might start off with the most perfect intentions. I'm going to wake up early. I'm going to think about what I want. I'm going to write it down. And then you know what? Wham! Life gets in the way, a huge curveball, and all of a sudden there's drama. And you're off to the races. You're running, and you're trying to get done everything else that you can possibly get done for anyone who has ever known you. And you kind of forget what's important to you at that moment. You kind of forget, and you might not even be able to get in touch with it because there are so many things that you're doing, or so many people that you need to take care of or communicate with, or have some opinion or some degree of information that you have to share. Fortunately, on one hand, you have a large community and there are people that matter and value your input. On the other side of things, after this year is finished, next year is finished, 5 years is finished, you could have solved so many different problems and not been in touch with the things that you really wanted to solve. Or you did not solve the right problems because you were so busy. Sometimes we just need to take a step back and slow down. And I understand that's not easy. It's not easy for any of us to slow down because of this world that we live in, and it values participation. What I'm advocating for you is something that you've heard probably 1,000 times over, and you can pass right by what I'm getting ready to say and say you've heard it before, but if you don't think about yourself in a really healthy way, you can get left behind, and you can become jaded and cynical and just not really see through a lens that allows you to participate in a way that feels good because you forgot something about yourself. And one of these easy ways to not forget about yourself is to start your day not just writing your goals, but thinking about who do you want to show a lifetime of love and devotion to? What does that look like? At any age, you still have time. There are still people in your life, and they're going to say something about you in 5, 10, 15, 20 years. What do you want them to say? It is hard for a lot of us to articulate what it is that we want. But truthfully, if you can't define what you want every day, you're solving other people's problems. And that's okay, but getting to what you want, whether that's engaging in a hobby, keeping your body pain-free, saving money, making the right strategic purchases, each one of those activities requires sacrifice. You have to give to get. It's somewhat transactional. But you got to give time, energy, effort, a lot of times money to participate in an ecosystem. You got to pay somebody to learn from them because the frustration and the ache of not knowing how to do it and wasting your time is too much. But you decided that's really important to you. And it is. Health is important. Wealth is important. Friendships, community, family. Having some sense of purpose every day and a sense of meaning about what you choose to engage your energy in. It's really important. Otherwise, you can get so lost in the background of life. So you matter. That's what matters to me, is that you know you matter. That's the main message. The other thing that matters to me for you to know is that I've had the opportunity to talk to a lot of really great people. Not necessarily heads of state, close. Judges, sports figures, finance people, people in the business industry. Everyone communicates that they have some purpose, some meaning that's driving them. And admittedly, they have to continue to touch base with that part of them because otherwise they're constantly engaged in problems. And they need the problems. They need the problems to be not who they are, not what they're living for. We're all going to have problems. Any movie you have ever seen, the hero is constantly solving problems. It doesn't mean a lack of problems. It just means you're in touch with what you want and the theme of the movie. So what's the theme for you? What's the theme of this year? How would you say that? What's the truth that you're putting into action this year? The truth that I love is people deserve to know how to exercise their bodies. That motivates me unendingly. People deserve to know how to use their bodies. I find that to be deeply personal and very motivating. So what's the truth you're putting into action this year? It could be people deserve quality care. It could be people deserve a realtor who cares about finding the right fit for a family. It could be my clients deserve representation so they don't get taken advantage of when they're creating contracts or signing contracts. It could be that people that listen to the news deserve to know the one truth based on fact. There's a lot of things that can motivate us, but being in touch with that kind of theme for the year, you know you got it when it evokes that energy. So more than goals, more than writing it down, more than not even getting lost in your story is, what are you living for this year? So I ask you just to think about that. And if you really think about something and it touches you, email me. Let me know what it is. Because I have to tell you, if I hear from you, that'll be meaningful to me. And I will reply. You can email me with the subject line, Truth in Action. And then write it in what it is for you this year, because I would care to know. And then I will write you at the end of this year, 2021. Until then, take care.